Cutting off the trim fat here, if trim fat gets too stuck, you can take the edge and just pull it off. Sometimes that helps as well. For if you have a little bit on the edge, it's fine. And then your inseam fat here, you could keep that if you want to. I prefer to take it off because I don't like it. So I like to open up the meat a little bit here and kind of tear it a little bit, and then I'll just use my paring knife to get that off. My Santoku wasn't doing so great for me. Usually it does great, but it might be a little dull and need sharpening soon. Anyway, so you'll keep going in that manner and getting as much of the trim fat as you want off. The inner fat here is the marbling. We want to keep that. That makes it delicious. So we want to keep that there. Now, so like I mentioned, this is going to be on the second day we're doing this. The first day is just preparation of everything. The second day is going to be cooking the meat. Okay, once we have all that ready to go, we're going to actually get to cook our meat at this point. So what we want to do is we want to put a little bit of oil. I'm just washing my hands again. We want to put a little bit of oil into our pan. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of oil into our frying pan. We want to use just a little bit. We're going to do like a shallow fry here. Now, if I had ideally for carne asada, a grill, because carne asada literally means grilled meat. So ideally it's for grill, but we do not have access to a grill here. So we're gonna be doing it with a fry. Okay, so the first thing we wanna do is we wanna heat it up on a higher heat so we can like warm up our pan, get our oil spread around. And we're just gonna warm that oil up on a higher heat and get the pan warmed up together. I like to use tongs at this point for preparing the meat. If you want to use the spatula, you can also use a spatula there. Okay, once our pan is heated, it just takes like, you know, maybe 30-40 seconds for the pan to get really heated up. Once it's heated up, then you can turn it down to a lower temperature. I like to do like at a medium. Sometimes it needs to go lower because the gas stoves with the fire, they tend to cook a little bit hotter than your electric type stoves. So we, you know, you might need to turn it down a little bit more. Okay, right now I have it at about a 3. Okay, so I'm gonna take my steak here and we're going to cook that. When you do a steak on the grill, the best way to do it is really to do it on a very high heat and to go quickly, okay? And then you wanna check it with your meat thermometer to check the temperature. As we're in class and we have a little bit more restrictions, we're just going to do it on a little bit lower, like a medium. You know, we don't want the oil like splattering back at us and having it be too hot. It's a good idea before you get started to open your windows. That's a very, very good idea. If you're in one of the 2 units, the units 1 and 2, you can turn on, there's like a vent in your hood that you could turn on as well. And I'll turn on my classroom vent as well to help prevent like too many issues. Now this is a very thin steak. This is a very thin skirt steak, so it can cook very quickly. You can do like just 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and at that point it'll probably be done. Now your meat thermometer here is already with a battery. This is a waterproof meat thermometer, but do not submerge the meat thermometer in water, okay? Before you get started, you want to wash just this section right here, this part that goes into the meat, the metal part. You want to wash that first before getting started. Anytime we use the meat thermometer, you want to do that, okay? And then it'll automatically turn on. So it's pretty convenient here. It's already set to Fahrenheit, so you don't need to change it. But if you do need to change it, there's a button right here where you could switch it from Celsius to Fahrenheit if, like, for whatever reason it's been changed. Okay. So these were the tongs that I already used. I'm going to get a fresh pair for flipping it now. Okay, when both sides are brown, you can check it for the temperature. A medium rare is like around 135 degrees, and a medium is around 145 medium to medium well done. I like mine a little bit more well because I kind of like that. I like a little burn and like a little crunch on it. You can choose what you do with yours because afterwards you're gonna cut it. Now, this right here is all contaminated now. Okay, so I need to throw away my trim fat. I need to wash all these and sanitize all these utensils. So I'm not gonna take the steak and put it back on here. I have a clean plate. So I'm gonna use a clean plate to put the meat back on, okay? All right, so that's cooking. And I'm just gonna check it. All right, now I gotta use my handy dandy meat thermometer. I'm just gonna use my tongs to hold it. I'm gonna go in the side because I wanna get right into the center. And I just want to try to get right into the center of the meat.
Why don't you just stick it into the
So because I'll explain in a second. So right here, this was at about 130. I'm still seeing a little bit of blood, which I personally don't like. So I'm going to cook it for longer than that. Okay, a student said, why don't I just take the thermometer and go down this way and stick it in the center? It's because the steak is thin on that side, so it's very difficult to get into the center to get accurate temperature reads. That's why I go into the side. Okay, go ahead and pause the video.